Should parents record their child in a competition and share them? Absolutely. In this video, I'm going to share with you 5 solid reasons why you would want to do it, and we'll go into the details on every one of them. Welcome to KJ Badminton Parental Coffee Talk. Today we will discuss a little bit about video recording of your child when they are in competition or even in training to some extent. At one point of time, I was absolutely against it. Why should I record my child's competition match and start sharing around? People will find the weaknesses of him or her and eventually be attacking his weaknesses. But that is so wrong. Let me just share with you why. I'll come back to that at the end of the video. What are the advantages of recording the video? Number 1, visual feedback. Video recording provides a visual record of trainees' performance, allowing both the coach and player to see exactly what happened during a match. This visual feedback can be more informative than verbal alone. Let me share with you an example. In a front court play, and when the opponent is actually doing a spin net, you are actually tapping it, assuming that the shots are going through. Immediately you let your racket down and with a big assumption that I have won the point. Guess what? The next 1 second, the opponent will just cover the court and return it. May that be accidentally or may that be coincidentally, but the shots are returned. Eventually, you lose the point by assuming that you have actually won the point. So that is a very, very important visual feedback to make sure that the child is understanding the importance of readiness and make sure that every point is not concluded, or you should not be relaxing until a point is really counted. Number 2, analysis of techniques and errors. Parents can use video analysis to assess the player's technique, including their stroke, footwork, and positioning on the court. This helps to identify areas where the player can make technical improvements. Video can highlight errors or mistakes that might not immediately obvious to the player during the heat of the moment, which is in between the competition. Parents can point out these errors and work with the trainee to correct them after the match. For example, returning to the base after a shot. Imagine that a match is happening and the shutters was pushed to the overhead back of the court for your child. They immediately do an overhead and trying to do a very high quality shots to the opponent. He made it. He's so happy the shots is high quality. It's actually giving a lot of pressure to the opponent. But the downside is really because all attention is focusing on the shuttle itself. Unfortunately, one mistake that he or she might have made at that time is stopped and watching the shuttles, enjoying he himself instead of returning to the court quicker and get ready for the next shots coming in. So that itself can only be captured in the video. It's very difficult, or let's just say that most people would not pay attention to those details during the match. After the match, when you reviewed it, if there's just one thing you want to pick up to improve him, pick that and work on it. So that itself gives you an advantage when you have the video versus when you do not have one. The third is actually strategic insight. Parents can use video analysis to discuss and refine game strategies. They can help the trainee understand how to adapt their play based on the opponent's style and weaknesses. Frame it up as a case study. As an example, how do you play against a much taller player? When you are going in first time, let's just say that assuming you're not a big guy, when you get into a court, like, oh my god, he is tall, and what's the strategy on that? During a game, you might trying out different strategies, and eventually you found out a few shots, you managed to get a few points. When you record the video and reviewed it, you'll find out those few shots are the ones that's gaining you points. And guess what? Those are the strategies. Next time when you get into the court, use those strategies and at least repeat them more often to get points easier. So that's the strategy. That is the strength of review, learn, and grow. Number 4, comparative analysis. Parent can compare the trainee's performance to the professional players or any other successful athletes. This can help trainee learn from the best and aspire to reach higher level of play. Compare some of your gameplay with Lee Chong Wei's game. I'm not kidding with you. Do that. If he or she likes another player that's currently doing really well, do the same comparison. And let's just say pick certain areas on footwork. Let's just take for footwork. If your kids is actually doing an overhead turn, and watch how other players are doing it. Is it the same? Is it not the same? Is it difference in speed? Is it difference in urgency? Is it difference in the step of taking up during that time? Is it a bigger step, a smaller step? Is it a leaping or is it a lower posture? What is it that's different? Learn that one thing with that one recording and move it on. Eventually, your kid will learn and grow. Last but not least, number 5, send the videos to coaches. If you have reviewed the video and you could not determine the real reason of losing the game or losing certain points, or even you are not certain, hey, is this stroke the right thing to do? Is that point caught being fed? Send the videos to the coaches through a link. Upload it to a cloud. Doesn't really matter if it's YouTube or if it's your own personal cloud, your Google cloud. Send the link to a video. Ask for opinion. Only when you have the recording, the coach will be able to provide his or her input. Without it, it's going to be very, very difficult to describe it correctly. Another one point that I really want to call it out is to spend enough time on the video that you are recording, or at least upload it to certain locations so that you can start sharing them. Simply because if you record a video and let it sit in your mobile or in the cloud, it's not going to mean anything until you take the investment to review it and to find points of improvement in it or get certain encouragement out of it. So that is very, very critical to make sure that you're benefiting from the video rather than you're recording and sit it on the video. Coming back to where we started earlier, why do I say that I'm not willing to share initially and what has changed my mind? By sharing the video, yes, you are allowing your potential opponent to analyze your game, eventually form a strategy against you. That is absolutely correct. But that is also absolutely needed for you to become a stronger player. Why is that so? If you have certain weaknesses and it's not discovered by certain opponents when you play them, it doesn't really mean that it will not be discovered by other opponents. Only when you are fixing your weaknesses after it's being beaten up or you have lost a game, then you will really learn from it, benefit from it, fix the issue that you had, and move on as a stronger player. By hiding or keeping certain weaknesses that you have, you will be forever the same player as you are. And how do you grow? That's what I always meant by, hey, we need to be in a strong community, not at this level, but at this level. Move yourself, inch yourself forward, become a stronger player by benchmarking with others. Eventually, the rest will benchmark with you and move on, and that level will be moving forward at the right pace instead of everybody was hiding and let's just play once and see what happens. It will not be beneficial to the players. They will not grow as fast as you want them to be. Overall, video recording and analysis are valuable tools for parents to enhance the training and development of the badminton players. It offers a more comprehensive understanding of player strength and weaknesses, enabling targeted and effective parenting strategies to improve performance. The more that we share, the more that we gain. I'm going to share with you a small little tips on what's the best practice when you want to record videos for your kids. Just look at this. This is the tripod of where I carry everywhere I go. There are two things to that you want to pay attention when you're getting a tripod. Number one, which is the footprint. The footprint is when you open up the tripod, what really happened is you would want to have the smaller footprint from this point to this point. The smaller the footprint is, the better it is. Mainly because when you go into some of the badminton courts, you just do not have that space for a huge footprint, although that it will get you a more stable stand, which you don't really need to because you're just holding on a phone. So the smaller it is, the more convenient it is. Second thing on tripod is, hey, the taller it is, the better it is. On this one, it is 1.5 meter. So when I bought it, the time when I bought it, this is the best option that I can find in the market. But I'm start seeing smaller footprint right now with up to 2 meter. Why do you want to have a taller tripod? It's very simple. When you have a lot of people that's crowding around and watching the game, you just couldn't find your way through. When you just pull out the tripod, 2 meter is generally higher than most of the people's height, and that itself, you get a clear view, you get to shoot whatever you want to shoot. So over that, hope you enjoyed this video. If you have not done so yet, please help to subscribe, share, and like the video. Help to share it out so that more parents can benefit from the same video. And thank you very much.